Okay, everybody, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today. My name's Steve Burnett. I work for BCTG, and what we specialise in is providing apprenticeship opportunities for young people, that's 16 up to the age of 24, across a variety of sectors. I'll talk to you today a little bit about apprenticeships and why you should choose an apprenticeship route. People often, and especially those of you who have come today with mum or dad or your guardian, will say, why would I choose an apprenticeship route over staying on at school, or moreover perhaps going to college or even university? The simple reason really would be, I guess, is that you can earn while you learn on an apprenticeship. Also, as well, you would get the advantage of having a vocational qualification that is specific to the industry in which you would be working. So, for example, if you wanted to get into early years or care or business admin or engineering, sectors where, if we think about all the people we know are at work, are probably working right now, the chances are there is an apprenticeship pathway for you there. The good advantage of working in an apprenticeship, of course, is that you are learning from skilled individuals. So whereby at the moment you may have spent a lot of your career learning from teachers and learning from textbooks and doing a lot of theory-based learning, what you will be doing in an apprenticeship is learning from industry specialists. You will be learning from people that are doing these jobs and these roles 40 hours a week. And I think if you speak to certainly your parents or people that you would normally get advice from, they will tell you that, you know, that is invaluable advice, really. Currently at the moment in the UK, we are facing quite unprecedented terms in terms of a skill shortage. So there are more opportunities available for young people than at any time perhaps in the last 40 years. Due to COVID, due to Brexit, there are a lot of skilled sectors where we are very, very, sorely understaffed, and we need, people like your good selves to come up, to upskill and to fill the place of people that have subsequently moved on. What this means for you is that whatever your chosen sector, there will be a plethora more of opportunities than what perhaps they would have been a couple of 3 years ago. If we think about how long an apprenticeship takes as well, and again, this can vary on the levels of apprenticeship. If you were going to do a standard level 2 or level 3 apprenticeship, you would probably be looking at around 18 months. An apprenticeship, the bulk of that time is spent doing vocational learning. This is where you'll be shadowing, you'll be learning roles, you'll be moving throughout the business and so on and so forth. You will also be allocated time in an apprenticeship where you will be specifically set aside for doing the qualification and the course content. So ordinarily in the workplace, and for those of you that have perhaps got parents with you today and have probably done some upskilling work, will say that they've had to combine that, either do work when they get home on their coursework and when there's a quiet moment in work. With an apprenticeship, you're actually allocated a time a week. 20% of your working week is spent working on an apprenticeship. So if you do go down this route, you're going to know that whatever you do, with your job, with your shadowing and with your vocational studies are all done in the 40 hours or 37.5 hours a week that you're at work. So again, if you go to college or if you go to university, there's probably lots of work that you'll do not only in class, but there's lots of self-study at home that you'll be doing. At least with an apprenticeship, again, it's condensed and it is all packaged into the time that you're out of the house, which to some is an appealing proposition. Secondly, apprenticeship is in two factors. So the first part of the studying, if we just think about the actual qualification side, is something called building your portfolio. So this would be working on a body of work which is a transcript of the actual duties that you're doing in the workplace. you'll probably spend the best part of a year working on this, and you will always be supported, irrespective of the college or the training provider you choose. You'll always be supported by a training advisor who will work with you on a one-to-one basis to coach you through this element of the apprenticeship. Once this has been complete, that would go away and that would be verified and scored and marked. Then you would move on to the final part, which is the endpoint assessment. In layman's terms, this is very much like learning to drive, and you would have your driving instructor would coach you through all the facets of learning to drive, but then you would have to demonstrate it to get your licence in front of a driving instructor, a driving examiner. Very, very similar process to the apprenticeships as well. So you'll be going through with your training advisor all through your journey. At the end, you'll go through something called endpoint assessment, where you would need to demonstrate to a third party that you are fully competent in the vocation that you've just been studying towards. Also, other things I can tell you about an apprenticeship. Well, the salary at the moment, the very lowest you can earn is £4.81 an hour going in. That wage is only for 12 months. After a 12-month window, you will go up onto the national minimum wage of your particular age group. So if you're 18, that will probably go up to nearly £6 an hour. So again, whilst it's not absolutely fantastic money, this is money that you're earning whilst probably your peers are at college doing pretty much the same qualification for free. So again, it's got the monetary value to it as well. Again, of course, of getting the qualification, and most importantly, getting that work-based learning as well. I'm trying to think of what else I could tell you really about an apprenticeship. Or make sure, if you are considering this route, that you are registered at the National Apprenticeship website. That is absolutely critical, whether you want to do a level 2 or whether you want to do an advanced apprenticeship. Make sure that you are on there. You will be reason being, you will be alerted to any vacancy that matches up with your criteria. So if it was early years, for example, once you've registered and you put in all your criteria, everything about yourself, the initial application, you will then be notified of any subsequent opportunities that come within the area that you're looking for and geographically in that area as well. So very, very important. Go to apprenticeships.org, make sure that you are registered there, and obviously make sure that you've got as much information, because that will act as your application going forward for any subsequent apprenticeship opportunities. Have I got any questions? Anything you want to know but you're afraid to ask, please fire away now. Everybody's been really polite. Let's just go through, well, we've got a couple of minutes. Let's just, it's easier, it's such a vast subject, apprenticeships, and there's so many bases to try and cover, giving you quite a generic overview. If I think about you, young man, what apprenticeship, what are you looking to do? Civil engineering. So again, when we're thinking about that, there's quite a lot of routes that you could do with civil engineering. You could stay, you could get your A-levels. This is something, of course, that you could go on and do at university. However, with so many projects going on at the moment, especially in Birmingham and the wider West Midlands area, there would be ample opportunities for you to do an apprenticeship or maybe even a higher apprenticeship and gain a career that way. Straight away, what it means is that, on day one of your learning, you're also learning the actual job as well from industry-leading specialists. So, again, if it was for, as you say, civil engineering, I would definitely be exploring that particular route. There are lots, and we think of HS2, we think of the extension of the metro, and these are just in the rail sector, let alone the roads, the infrastructure. We walk around here, there's so many engineering opportunities and companies close to the city centre that manufacture all sorts of things as well. So lots and lots of opportunities. Gentlemen, you two, what are you looking to do, lads? Engineering, what was the other one? Design. design and engineering. So again, gents, very, very similar. They're quite wide subjects, so we'd probably have to drill down a little bit into what you wanted specifically. But again, looking and thinking about what's available, the fact that we are in a period where we are, encouraging and upskilling a lot of our young people because there's such a plethora of opportunities out there. I would definitely think again, unless you wanted to go real higher level, if we're talking A levels and around that level, you can go and do an apprenticeship pitched at that, as well as go to college or maybe even university and rack up quite a bit of debt. Is that all right, gents? Any more for any more? Thank you for bearing with me. As you probably can tell, this was all unscripted and I have had to do this at very short notice, an ad-lib. Thank you so much for listening to me. I hope I haven't droned on too much. All of you have a lovely weekend and thanks for your time.